It's Monday, March 21st, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we'll be bringing you the latest local headlines. Later on in the show, Rob Adams joins us for a Nutmeg Sports update, and Donald Eng will take a look back on this day in history. We also have some special Easter treats and dining suggestions for the upcoming holiday weekend, but that's later in the show. First, taking a look at today's headlines. Light snow fell over the first night of spring, causing a handful of closings and delays today. As you can see, this is what it looked like last night in Ridgefield. This led to some closings. The University of Connecticut on Sunday canceled all its classes before noon. UConn students were returning from spring break today. A handful of local school districts also had a delayed opening this morning, but much of the snow that stuck is on trees and grassy surfaces, not on the roadways, leading to some lovely scenes. As you can see there, that's Milford Harbor. Total accumulations increased from west to east. Western Connecticut received a coating to an inch of snow, with 2 to 3 inches falling in central Connecticut and 4 to 6 inches to the east. As far as what's on the way in the forecast, we'll hear about that more later with Rob Adams. In other news today, a Bridgeport police officer sustained minor injuries after crashing his cruiser during a pursuit on Saturday night. According to Bridgeport police, officers initiated a pursuit with a gray Nissan Maxima on Route 8. The suspect got off Route 8 at exit 2 briefly and then re-entered the highway, then headed southbound on Interstate 95. The suspect then led officers down Fairfield Avenue to Schofield Avenue, where there was a motor vehicle accident involving a police cruiser, and the suspect attempted to flee his vehicle. The suspect was taken into custody and the scene was secured. The officer involved in that accident was transported to St. Vincent's Medical Center with minor injuries. And trusting your neighbors isn't always easy. Just ask the homeowners at 310 Edison Road in Trumbull, who had 3 men, one of whom was their neighbor, break into their residence around 2:30 in the afternoon last Tuesday. Police said that 21-year-old Jonathan DeJesus of Edison Road was arrested for burglary in the 3rd degree, 6th-degree larceny, and possession of marijuana after Trumbull Dispatch received reports of 2 suspicious men walking around the rear of the home. In addition, 20-year-old Lynn Vieira of New York City and 21-year-old Jeremy Falk of Stamford were also arrested with burglary and charged with burglary and larceny. According to Trumbull Police Lieutenant Leonard Cinto, officers arrived on the scene and located an open rear door that appeared to have been forced open. Police found 2 male subjects standing in the kitchen, and a 3rd person was located in another bedroom in the home. All 3 men were in possession of items that were being stolen from the home, according to Cinto. The Trumbull neighbor told police that he was checking the house out because he was curious as to why it had been vacant for a while. The owner was located and stated that the residence was in fact in foreclosure. All 3 suspects were detained on $500 bonds before being released. And according to Hearst, Connecticut media, Sandy Hook families are angry about comments made by presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders. During a CNN debate on March 6, Sanders was asked whether Remington, the maker of the Bushmaster AR-15 assault rifle used to kill 20 first graders and 6 educators in Newtown, should be held liable for one of the worst school shootings in the nation's history. Sanders responded in favor of a 2005 law called Protection of the Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, which protects gun makers in cases like this. However, this did not sit well with the Sandy Hook families, and on March 20th, they took to the Washington Post to voice their opinion. An op-ed titled "Sanders is Wrong About the Lawsuit We Filed After Our Son's Murder in Newtown" is written by Mark and Jackie Barden, plaintiffs in the case and parents of Sandy Hook victim Daniel Barden. In their piece, the Bardens emphasize that the suit is specifically targeting Remington's Bushmaster AR-15 and its sale to civilians. Joshua Koskoff, the lead lawyer in that case, maintains that the AR-15 was never designed for use by the public, but in fact to kill as many members of an enemy force as it could in the least amount of time. And in Waterbury, a man is accused of attacking attacking a mailman, according to police. Police said that 42-year-old Daniel Alvarado confronted the victim, 23-year-old Rashawn Thompson of Bridgeport, after Alvarado caught Thompson urinating in a wooded area near Alvarado's property. They said the suspect had a pistol with him during the confrontation and put it to Thompson's stomach. The two began to argue, according to police, and eventually Alvarado handed the gun to his girlfriend, 33-year-old Annette Guidon, who walked to the house with it. Alvarado then struck Thompson in the head and the face several times. After he knocked the victim to the ground, police said Alvarado smashed Thompson's face into the pavement while yelling racial remarks at him. Police said Thompson was found lying on the ground next to his mail truck. He had a large cut above his right eye. He was taken to St. Mary's Hospital for treatment. His injuries were said to be non-life-threatening. And Milford Mayor Ben Blake brought the affordable housing fight to Hartford recently, calling for relief from what he said were the unintended and unfortunate consequences of Connecticut General Statute Section 8-30G. Blake presented testimony commending the state's Housing Committee for raising a bill to address outdated affordable housing laws across Connecticut, while outlining suggested revisions to the legislation and supporting the amendments to a bill proposed by Senator Gail Schlossberg. Blake maintained that the original intent of 8-30G to assist low to moderate income persons has been lost. He said instead developers are cleverly using the statute to circumvent local zoning regulations by allowing developers to bypass prudent zoning laws. Blake argued that the state law is encouraging inappropriate development. Structures too dense for local neighborhoods are crammed into small parcels where they just don't fit. But you can get a lot more on that story at milfordmirror.com. And an important news note from Wilton Police. In a gold and silver colored ring with an inscription found on the athletic track at Wilton High School was turned over to Wilton Police on March 12th. If you know who the ring might belong to, Wilton Police are asking you to contact them at 203-834-6260 to claim it. But we're going to throw it over to Rob Adams now for a look at the forecast. Rob?
All right, Kate, good morning, everyone. We've got a mostly sunny day now with the snow all gone. It's pretty nice out, as a matter of fact, as I glance out towards Bridgeport Avenue, at least here in the Shelton area. If there was anything on the ground, it is largely melted. Some of the spots in some of the shadier areas still have some touches of snow, but a mostly sunny day, high 47. Wind chill values will be only between 30 and 40 as we kind of get the sun up into the sky. It's looking pretty good now, but the wind out of the northwest at 8 to 11 will gust as high as 21. Once that dies down, we should be in pretty good shape, but we'll drop back down to 27 tonight with the wind gusting as high as 20 miles per hour under mostly clear skies. To Tuesday, mostly sunny, high near 48, and the wind chill between 25 and 35 early on. The wind will be light out of the west and then become southwest 5 to 9 in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy for Tuesday night, low 41. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high near 63. It's the good news I try to bring you. To Thursday, partly sunny and a high near 50. Chance of showers on Friday, mainly before 1, and mostly cloudy, high 55. Saturday, mostly sunny and 51. Sunday, mostly sunny and 54. Darien, you have 39. Stanford at 38. Shelton, you have 39 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to step out for a break. When we come back, we throw it back to Rob for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Donald Dang takes a look back on this day in history, and we have some more local news after this.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or go to coastalorthoexpress.com. That's coastalorthoexpress.com. Like them on Facebook.
What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Czaplinski
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We're back on this Monday, March 21st edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we're going to throw it now to Donald Eng's look back on this day in history. Check it out.
A house divided can't stand, but it can captivate a nation. But first we're going to go to 1556 in Oxford. Archbishop of Canterbury Thomas Cranmer burned at the stake. Cranmer had supported the religious supremacy of King Henry VIII over the Pope, a decision that would come to haunt him when Catholic Queen Mary I, also known as Bloody Mary, ascended to the throne. To 1925, the Butler Act prohibits the teaching of evolution in the state of Tennessee. That law would precipitate the legendary Scopes monkey trial 4 months later. To 1943, Wehrmacht officer Rudolf von Gersdorf plots to assassinate Adolf Hitler by using a suicide bomb, but the plan falls through. Von Gersdorf is able to defuse the bomb in time and avoid suspicion and a spectacular ending. 1963, Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary on an island in San Francisco Bay closes. In its 30 years as a federal prison, Alcatraz housed 1,576 of the country's most dangerous inmates, including Al Capone, Robert Franklin Stroud, the legendary Birdman of Alcatraz, George Machine Gun Kelly, and James Whitey Bulger. And finally, now we go to 1980 for this.
Who's there?
And that, of course, was the Dallas House Divided episode at the end of the 1980 season. It leads to 8 months of international speculation regarding who shot JR. In fact, the hysteria was such that bookmaker Jimmy the Greek Snyder issued a betting line. The following season's premiere, which revealed that former Mistress Kristen Shepard had done it, received the highest television ratings in history. That is your look back in history, and I am Donald Ing.
Thanks as always to Don. Time to throw it back over to Rob for a Nutmeg Sports Update.
It took 8 months to get the answer on who shot JR. It really did kind of grab the nation. It was something to see in that spring, summer, into fall of 1980. All right, to sports we go, everyone. Winter is over. It is official. Yes, it is spring. We're getting the sense of that outside, and it's officially in the books, and the FCAC can claim state dominance in hockey. The Darien Blue Wave won the Division I title with a 4-2 win over Fairfield Prep in the championship game Saturday afternoon at the Great Ingles Rink. Steve Buno was there, and here are the highlights. are indeed number one, and no doubt number one in the state. Jay Dixon scored twice. Jake Kirby and Sam Knowlton scored one each to give head coach Mac Budd his first state title in his first year as he took over for Chris Gerwig. And the second in a row for the Blue Wave. David Voigt made 17 saves. Justin Blanchette and Chris Kroll had the goals for Prep. After the game, the Blue Wave got a special welcome home. Check this out from Steve.
What's up, Bono? What's up, man? Yeah.
Fire trucks greeted the Blue Wave bus as it came off I-95 at exit 11 and then gave them the escort over to Darien High School. Darien Fire Department said, and you can see the full video at Darien Times, they told Steve Buno that it's very common. In fact, they do it for all the state champions when they come home, so not just for the hockey and the football team. Good to see there. All right, West Hill Stamford also brought the D3 championship down I-95. That was late Saturday morning. The Vikings beat Staples Weston Shelton 5-4 in a wild back-and-forth game. Here are some highlights. Mike Suppy shot the championship-winning video as the Vikings, as they are known, get that 5-4 win. Nick Rich's goal at 14:33 was the winner after the Wreckers had rallied from down 4-1 in the third. Jesse Greenspun cut the deficit to 4-2. Sam New scored twice to tie it, but Rich's hat trick guided the team to their first title as a co-op. Ryan Johnson had a goal for SWS. Chris Clemenson scored twice for West Hill Stamford. Finally in Division II, well, let's just say all three games were terrific over the weekend. Jake Fuss's goal at 1:22 of overtime gave the Fairfield Co-op a 4-3 win over North Branford on Friday night. Mike Grace stopped 43 shots in the win. He was, as they say, ridiculous. On to basketball, and the news got even better for the FCAC. In the girls' Class XL game, Alexa Kellner, only a sophomore, 19 points, 9 in the fourth quarter. Stamford defeated Greenwich 50-45. Yes, you could probably say Stamford is Titletown right now. Tiana England didn't have her usual high-scoring game, but she was still effective. 10 points, 7 assists, 6 steals, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks. Abby Wolf's high school career came to a close for Big Red. She finished with 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 3 assists. It's the first title for the Black Knights. It's fairly easy to say that the other basketball games at Mohegan Sun weren't very compelling, with one exception. Hillhouse needed double overtime before surpassing the Weaver Beavers 94-83 to win the Class XL boys title. Joe Kasperzik had a game-high 26 points to lead the Academics to the title. The two teams combined for 103 free throws. Think about that for a minute. And the Beavers had 5 players foul out. So overall, Weaver wound up playing with what was essentially, and you hate to say it this way, but essentially a junior varsity squad took the floor for Weaver in the second overtime. So the game called very close between those two teams, but 103 free throws. I just think about my scorecard, it would be, not pretty. Mustafa Heron, his career, one of the best basketball players you'll ever see in the state of Connecticut. His career has come to a close. 32 points, 10 rebounds. Sacred Heart walloped Notre Dame of Fairfield 101-49 to win Class M. In Class S, Immaculate beat Coggeshall 53-43, and it was East Catholic over Middletown in Class L 62-51. Let's go back to the ladies now in girls basketball. Cromwell won Class M over Notre Dame of Fairfield 43-20. Capital Prep won Class L 51-48 over New London. Canton took the Class S title, topping Thomaston 64-51. Now, let's talk about the schedule today. Nothing. There is not a darn thing on the schedule. So you have one appointment today. It's at 2 o'clock. It's Nutmeg Sports with Donald Eng and I. We will recap it all. We will break it all down. Still working on a few guests for not only today, but Wednesday's show as well. When Dave Stewart's here, we'll take tomorrow off. But today, 2 o'clock, that's all you got to do. Of course, pitchers and catchers and lacrosse practice and everything else going on, so there's plenty to talk about, but no games. That's sports. Great winter season. I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, getting back to a little more news today, the Department of Motor Vehicles will soon notify about 4,000 boat owners in the state that inconsistencies in some vessels' make and model numbers have created a delay in transferring them to a new registration system. The DMV says these inconsistencies are another illustration of why a new computer system was needed at the DMV. They say that they want to assure all boat owners that their registrations will be processed on time and before the April 31st deadline for all vessel registration renewals. In the boat renewals to these vessel owners, DMV will include a card to return with the accurate model name and numbers. The owners will also be given a phone number to call to renew the vessel over the phone. There are also some changes that boat owners should know about this year. Any owners with delinquent vehicle taxes will be unable to renew their vessels until those taxes are paid. DMV no longer accepts clearance letters from tax collectors. These delinquencies must be resolved electronically by the municipality. A recent review showed that there were almost 6,000 instances of delinquent taxes among registered boat owners. And the Ridgefield Garden Club wants help identifying a 1941 Ridgefield garden that's in the Smithsonian Institution's Archives of American Gardens. Club member Terry McManus, chair of the Garden History and Design Committee, said the club is working with the Smithsonian Institution to identify and document noteworthy current and past gardens for possible inclusion in the Smithsonian's archives, as well as to help identify mystery gardens for which it has slides but no further information. The photograph is currently part of the Smithsonian's J. Horace McFarland Company collection. McManus can be reached at 203-894-1668. And Valley Shakespeare staff are searching for actors with strong command for language and ensemble building for their spring and summer season, consisting of touring productions of Pericles and an outdoor production of The Taming of the Shrew. Touring production of Pericles daytime rehearsals will be April 18th through the 23rd, with those performances on April 27th through June 4th. Auditions for that show will be on Saturday, March 26th from 8 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon. And the outdoor production of The Taming of the Shrew, rehearsals start June 27th and go through July 13th, and those performances are set for July 14th through July 17th. Staff is also looking for candidates for the apprentice program for elementary through high school students. But you can get more information at vsfestival.org. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, recap some of the top stories we're following. We also have some Easter tips and treats coming up on your coffee break after this.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Are you hoping winter is finally in our rearview mirror? Can't wait for the air and water temperatures to start rising? Well, if the answer is yes, you need to get over to Darien or Westport and stop by the Dock Shop, where it's always summer. Both shops are being stocked with lots of new merchandise, including fishing tackle, marine electronics, boating supplies, and more. But remember, the Dock Shop isn't your average tackle shop. At the Dock Shop, you'll also find the finest selection of nautical apparel, jewelry, home decor, and gifts in New England. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Online at dockshop.com.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
and playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
We're back on this Monday edition of Your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top stories we're following today, including that a Bridgeport police officer sustained injuries after crashing his cruiser during a pursuit Saturday night. According to Bridgeport police, officers initiated a pursuit with a gray Nissan Maxima on Route 8. The suspect got off the highway briefly at exit 2 and re-entered Route 8, heading southbound on Interstate 95. The suspect then led officers down Fairfield Avenue to Schofield Avenue, where there was a motor vehicle accident involving a police cruiser, and the suspect attempted to flee his vehicle. The suspect was then taken into custody and the scene was secured. The officer involved in that accident was transported to St. Vincent's Medical Center with minor injuries. And in Trumbull, a neighbor next door to 310 Edison Road was among those who burglarized the home around 2:30 in the afternoon last Tuesday, March 15th. Police say that Jonathan DeJesus, 21 years old and of Edison Road, was arrested for burglary in the 3rd degree, 6th degree larceny, and possession of marijuana after Trumbull Dispatch received reports of 2 suspicious men walking around the rear of the home. In addition, 20-year-old Lynn Vieira of New York City and 21-year-old Jeremy Falk of Stamford were also arrested and charged with burglary in the 3rd degree and larceny. According to Trumbull Police Lieutenant Leonard Cinto, officers arrived on the scene and located an open rear door that appeared to have been forced open. Police said they found 2 male subjects standing in the kitchen and a 3rd person was located in another bedroom in the home. All 3 men were in possession of items that were being stolen from the home, according to police. But there's more on that story at TrumbullTimes.com. Going to throw it back to Rob Adams for one final look at the forecast. And Rob, I should say, the studio is going to be closed down tomorrow. We're going to be out on the road.
We will be, with 48 degrees as a high tomorrow, Kate. But right now, it's mostly sunny and a high near 47, and a pretty pleasant day now all of a sudden. We're going to get a lot better as the week goes along. Wind chill will sit between 30 and 40 perhaps, but that should be fading as well. The wind will gust as high as 21. Tonight, mostly clear, low 27, with winds gusting as high as 20. To Tuesday, as I said, 48 under mostly sunny skies as we hit the road for the FCAC Tour. Wind chill between 25 and 35 early on. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy and 41. To Wednesday, mostly cloudy and 63 is the high. Head for the short sleeves, everyone. 50 will be the high on Thursday. To Friday, showers likely, mainly in the early part of the day, mostly cloudy and 55. 51 for Saturday. 54 for Sunday. That's Easter, in fact. So looking forward to all of that. Darien, you're at 39. Stamford, you're at 39. Shelton, we're up to 40 degrees, and I'll see you at 2 o'clock for Nutmeg Sports.
All right, thanks, Rob. And again, as we should say, your coffee break, we're going to shake things up a little bit tomorrow. We'll still be bringing you some news updates at HAN.network, and you can follow all the action of the FCAC Spring Tour on Twitter at HAN Network CT. But before we go, check out some Easter tips and treats from us here at the HAN Network. The Easter holiday is coming up this weekend, and if you need food, sweet treats, or have to get the kids cleaned up for company, the HAN Network has you covered with some suggestions of some of the local businesses there to help you have a wonderful weekend. And what is Easter, of course, without chocolate? Sweet Pierre's on River Road in Wilton has unique and gourmet chocolates perfect for the holiday, from chocolate rabbits and eggs to Easter baskets custom made. And if you're in need of a place setting or a hostess gift, be sure to check them out. Sweet Pierre's offers special nut and dairy-free treats, and they also deliver locally. But get more information at sweetpierres.com. And at Panificio Navona of Bethel, your Easter treats are baked from scratch with care. Panificio will be offering a complete Easter dinner and brunch in a fun, eclectic cafe setting. You can enjoy their fresh breads, cakes, pastries, and more. Located in the Clark Business Park building in Bethel, you can get more information at panificionavona.com. If you're busy getting the family ready for spring and the holiday, take advantage of a great deal at Anthony's Hair Salon on East Avenue in New Canaan. At Anthony's, if you pay for 2 children's haircuts, you get a third free with a special coupon available in the latest issue of the New Canaan Advertiser. Anthony's also offers an array of services for adults, both men and women. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can call 203-966-5629 for more. And of course, Easter, like any holiday, is all about the food, but you don't have to slave over a ham in your kitchen. You can go out and enjoy some of the wonderful local offerings available for the holiday, like the Stone Barn in Monroe. If you want to enjoy a lovely brunch with your family, the Stone Barn at the Whitney Farms Golf Course in Monroe is ideal. The Stone Barn's brunch has it all, from Eggs Benedict to seafood scampi. Adults can enjoy for $32.95 and kids eat for $15.95. Call 203-268-4612 for details. And if you visit beautiful Ridgefield, check out Gallo Ristorante on Grove Street for a farm-to-table Italian dining experience. They source the best ingredients right down to the tomatoes in the sauce and the hand-ground flour and farm-fresh eggs in their pastas and pizzas. Enjoy a special a la carte menu on Easter Sunday from noon to 8 o'clock. Reservations are recommended. Call 203-431-7726 for more information. And at Molto Bene in Italian American Kitchen in Ansonia, Easter Sunday brunch and dinner is an event for the entire family. Brunch starts at 11 a.m. with an omelet station, carving station, and so much more. Dinner buffet starts at 2 with more fresh offerings sure to please everyone in the family. Adults eat for $29.50 and children under 10 eat for $14.74. And of course, children under 5 are free. You can call 203-735-6417 for reservations. Or you can check out Jenny's in Monroe. At Jenny's Pizzeria in Monroe, Italian specialties are available, including Jenny's famous Italian meat pies and dough to make your own. You can also pick out fresh-made ricotta, wheat pies, and their special filled breads. Located at 380 Monroe Turnpike, Jenny's is celebrating their 81st year in business. Visit jennyspizzeria.com for more information. Or you can stop by Trumbull's Old Town Restaurant. At Old Town Restaurant, you can spend your Easter Sunday enjoying mouth-watering Italian fare with an American twist. Old Town is located at 66 Quality Street. Call 203-261-9436 or visit oldtownrestaurant.net for more. And if you're in the Valley, Twisted Vine, a family-owned restaurant in Derby, is located in a beautiful historic bank building on Main Street. Twisted Vine has Easter brunch and dinner covered, and you can come back for great live dinner shows on Saturday, April 2nd and May 12th, where Yesteryear will be performing 50s and 60s doo-wop. Visit twistedvinerestaurant.com or call 203-734-2462. And if you're in the Monroe area, check out Roberto's on Main Street, named one of the best Italian restaurants in Connecticut. On Sunday, Roberto's has a Sunday brunch that features hot and cold buffet, omelet and carving stations, and of course, dessert. For $32.99, coffee and mimosas are included, and children 4 to 12 eat for $16.99 each. More at robertosmonroe.com. And if you're looking for a non-traditional Easter meal with some traditional Japanese and authentic Chinese food, look no further than Hunan Pan. Tucked away on 303 Old Bridgeport Avenue in Shelton. You can find out more about them at hunanpanct.com. But that does it for just a few of our Easter suggestions. Wishing everyone a wonderful holiday from the HAN Network.